What's going on, NEM crew? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing some work on the Honda Accord. I guess you can call it work. Specifically, we are going to be cleaning the engine bay or detailing the engine bay, and I'm going to run you guys through my process and my steps. It's really easy, really simple. Let's get right into it. The Accord here hasn't had an engine bay detail since we had it. So I mean, this thing's a 2005. I've had it since brand new, and there hasn't been an engine bay detail. That being said, it's not too bad. It's just there is quite a bit of dust, dirt, grime, and it definitely looks like it's seen better days. So let's pop the hood here, and we'll jump right into it.
Alright guys, before we dive right in, I just want to say that this is only one of the methods that you can use to detail or clean your engine bay. We are going to be using a lot of water, so if that is something that you don't want to get in the engine bay and into the surrounding areas and components, then this may not be the best method for you. It's something that I've used before in the past and haven't run into any issues, but I just want to put that out there. Here I'm just saying that we're going to start off by blowing off any loose leaves, dirt, debris, things like that, and we also moved the hood latch or the hood prop up a little bit higher so that it gives us a little bit more access and room. So we're going to be using just what you see here to clean and detail the engine bay using this method. We are going to be using a plastic bag, but you'll see that shortly. So we're getting everything blown off, getting everything ready so we can put water and rinse off the engine bay for the first time here in this process. We're going to put the plastic bag that I mentioned earlier over the alternator just to protect and give a little bit more peace of mind for us as we're going through. Obviously, you don't want to put a lot of water directly on the electrical components that are in the engine bay, so just a little bit of caution when you're going through and rinsing off the engine bay.
If I help I turn on the water just a bit, eh?
We're starting off with a very quick rinse of the engine bay before we move on to the next step. As you can see here, I'm using a hose with an attachment on it, not a pressure washer. I find this is a little bit more of a controlled method. You can kind of put the water where you want it. Sometimes with the pressure washer, you're not able to do that so easily, and you don't want that extreme pressure causing damage to anything in the engine bay as well. With the engine bay rinsed, we are going to move on to the first round of degreasing. We're just going to spray the engine bay down, let the degreaser sit, soak in, do its work, and then we're going to rinse the degreaser off. Now this isn't enough to get the stubborn dirt and grease off of the engine bay, so what we're going to do is grab a clean microfiber, spray the engine bay once again with the degreaser, and actually scrub the dirt and grease. Now there will be some tough grease depending on if your car has been oil sprayed or undercoated, which our car here has. You can see on the shock tower on the right hand side of the screen here that I'm not really touching that area because it is undercoating and oil spray, which you don't want to get on the rag and then spread to the other components or other areas of the engine bay. Once you have everything scrubbed down, you can rinse the degreaser off before we move on to the next step. With the degreasing stage complete, we're moving on to a more cosmetic step, which is plastic dressing. Now I use this to bring back the life to the plastic. A lot of times, a lot of these components will look stained just because there's been all this dirt baked on for so long. So this is just a step to kind of freshen up the engine bay, and we are rinsing this all off. We are not leaving the plastic dressing on there. That will leave everything greasy and cause issues with attracting dirt. So we're rinsing everything off, that way we don't have issues, and it will leave the plastics nice and dry to the touch.
Now it's time for the fun part. Oh yeah.
With the plastic dressing rinsed off, we can move on to the next and final step, which is drying the engine bay. We're using some compressed air here, and then I move on to using a new microfiber to get the engine bay all nice and dry. This is the finished product. It looks amazing. It didn't take all that time at all. Make sure you take that plastic bag off of the alternator, but you will have a brand new looking engine bay once again. Thanks for watching. Peace out and stay classy, crew.